Hey there, are you curious what $350,000 will get you in the Fort Wayne, Indiana real estate market? Well, if you are, stick around. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at what we offer in Fort Wayne in this price range. I'm going to be giving you a few examples of homes around $350,000 and talk a little bit about the amenities of these homes and the areas which they're in. So let's get right to it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dave Brough and I'm a local real estate agent here in Fort Wayne, and I talk about what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play, and work in this great city. If this is your first time on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. That way you get notified each time I put out a new video. And if you are thinking about moving here, I would love to help you. Call, text, or email me and we can get that process started for you right away. Realtor.com and the Wall Street Journal recently did a study where they identified the top emerging real estate markets in the country, and Fort Wayne, Indiana actually came up on the third spot. So this list identifies the best areas in which to purchase a home for homeowners and investors. The index uses a slate of housing market, economic, and quality of life metrics to come up with these emerging markets in these areas that are expected to see home prices grow in the next coming years, and they also offer attractive lifestyle amenities. So this isn't just the best real estate markets, it's the best markets to purchase in and to live in as well. We have a pretty affordable housing market right now, and in fact it's one of the lowest in the country. Our median sale price is about $185,000 here, and according to Zillow, the national median is about $303,000. So what is the median sale price? Well, it's the middle price tier of homes. So in other words, there's as many homes above $185,000 as there are homes below $185,000. So this is a useful metric as you're comparing different markets across the country. But today we're not going to talk about median so much as we're going to talk about the average home price. So the average home price in Fort Wayne right now is $218,000. That's up about 13% from a year ago. So we're seeing pretty good appreciation, which is really in line with most other parts of the country. So just to put this in perspective, the houses that we're talking about today, the houses in the $350,000 price range, are well above the median sale price and about $100,000 above the average sale price here. What does it take to afford a $350,000 house in our area? Well, I like to break it down in terms of your monthly payment. That way you really know what you can comfortably afford. So in order to purchase a house in this price range, you're going to need a down payment of about $70,000, assuming you're putting the standard 20% down. And if you're going to get a standard 30-year loan term, then your total monthly payment is going to be around $1,515. This includes your taxes and insurance. In Indiana, our property taxes are about 1%. That is only for your primary residence though. So if you have an investment property or a second home like a lake home, your property taxes are going to be higher than that. Alright guys, so first let's look at new construction homes in the $350,000 price range. Like most other parts of the country, Fort Wayne cannot build houses fast enough to meet the buyer demand. And the reason is because of labor shortages, supply chain shortages that are happening right now all over our country. In fact, housing starts dropped 7% last month, according to the housing department. All right, let's look at some homes in the Northwest Allen County School District. This area is absolutely booming right now because of the school system. They're really high rated and a lot of people want to move out here. This first one is actually a villa and is located in Greystone at Timber Ridge. And this is a high price per square foot, there's no doubt about it. So we're looking at 1,650 square feet. It's a ranch on a slab. It does have a 3-car garage, but it's just 3 beds and 2 full baths. The reason why this is a higher price per square foot is because it's more custom and it has some nicer finishes than what you would typically see in a standard new construction home. This home has really good schools, so the school ratings are high. So the elementary school is 8 out of 10, the middle school is 8 out of 10, and the high school, Carroll High School, ranks a 10 out of 10. So if that's high on your list, then this home is in the area that you're going to want to consider. Next on the list is this one. This is in Huntertown. It's still in Carroll High School District, but it is going to give you a lot more bang for your buck. So it's a lot lower price per square foot than the last one. And it's 4 beds, 2.5 baths, 2,300 square feet. This house has a small lot though, and it's in an area that is, again, seeing a ton of development. The schools are really good. There's a lot of things to do out here. There's every dining option that you could possibly think of in a short drive. Both of these homes are probably 10 minutes from Parkview Regional Medical Center. You've got tons of different parks out here, different fitness centers. You've got the YMCA. So lots of reasons why people want to move out here. In addition to the schools, you got tons of things to do, and it's a no-brainer why, if you're thinking about moving to Fort Wayne and you're looking for a new construction home around the $350,000 price range, you're going to want to definitely consider this area. All right, guys, let's talk about what kind of homes you can get in the $350,000 price range in our more established neighborhoods. Okay, we talked about new construction, but let's talk about neighborhoods that are around 30 to 40 years old. Neighborhoods of this age are going to offer things that a new construction neighborhood won't, such as mature trees, just more stability in the area. Homes were built a little bit differently 30, 40 years ago, of course, so we're not going to see that so much open conceptness, and we're going to see rooms that are more choppy. So usually smaller rooms, but there are going to be actually more rooms. And it's fascinating. I actually was just reading something that I think, due to what's been going on with COVID, that people are actually reassessing what they want in their house, and builders are actually going towards the more segmented style of home and away from the openness of a home, which is crazy. I haven't seen it yet in Fort Wayne. Not sure if it's actually going to stick, but that is the trend, and it makes sense because everything cycles, and we see that in other areas. We see that in fashion as well. So guys, some of the other things that you're going to find in an established neighborhood are going to be upgrades that homeowners have done since the place was built. So like, you see like big decks, sometimes pools. You will probably still see brown woodwork from when they were originally built. It's not everybody's favorite thing right now. Typically though, you're going to have master bedrooms. You're definitely going to have more space. So you're going to have that finished basement that you would never find on a new construction home in this price range. So there's some pros and cons. You're just not paying that premium price that you got to pay when you buy a new construction home. When everything's brand new, you're paying a premium for that. Okay, now let's talk about Fort Wayne's old neighborhoods. Some of my favorite on this list are the Foster Park area, the Lakeside Park area, Wildwood Park, and Fort Wayne's most famous old neighborhood, I believe, is West Central. These neighborhoods were built usually between like the 1890s maybe to the 1940s. So these definitely are established. They definitely have big trees. In fact, all these trees are like dying now. But the style of homes will include typically Victorian homes. You'll see the 4 squares. And one thing I like best about these neighborhoods are the people that actually live in them. Another person paid $335 for this house, which is in the same area, and it has kind of the same look as the West Foster home. It's still close to the park. You're also close to the Clyde Theater, the Pub 07, so there's a lot of things to do here. This is in the 46807 zip code. In fact, the other house on West Foster was in the 46807 zip code as well. This one is in the West Central neighborhood. I've done a few videos on the West Central neighborhood. It's definitely one of the most desirable older neighborhoods in the city. It's also one of the fastest appreciating neighborhoods in the city. And this house is a good example of what you can get for around $350. So this house has 4 bedrooms. It's a little bit over 2,200 square feet. And it's not too far from General Electric's, the electric work project. A lot of the good things to say about this neighborhood. There's a lot of investment going on. So if you do like older homes, definitely keep an eye on what's going on in West Central. Some people want a little bit of acreage, and for $350,000, we've got some pretty good options in the Fort Wayne area. I like this one. It's on South County Line Road, so it's still in Allen County. Allen County is where Fort Wayne is in, but this is the bottom of the county, and this is in a good area. It's quiet right now. I do predict though that in the future there's going to be some development out here for sure. But you can get, for $350 is what it sold for. It's just under 9 acres, and if you figure about $20,000 an acre, maybe around $150,000 to $160,000 of that value was just for the land. And it's a nice property. So you've got about 1,900 square feet of finished space in the house, 3 beds, 2 full baths. It's got some nice updates to it. This is a rural setting, so you're going to be driving to get to places, which if you don't want to be around people, then that's, how it's always going to be. But it's pretty out here. You are right next to Wells County. Wells County is nice as well. So you're in the Fort Wayne Community School District. That would be your school options here. And if you're in the market to buy a house with some land, and I was a real estate agent, I would definitely, be putting this one in front of you to consider because it's a good house, pretty good price. This one has 3 acres, 2,300 square feet, 3 beds, 2.5 baths, and it sits in a more desirable area. So home prices are just higher on the north side of town compared to the south part of town. But with the outbuilding, that's not a bad price for $350 at all. If you're looking for a lake property as a second home or as your primary home, northern Indiana has a ton of lakes, and there's about 100 lakes within like an hour to an hour and a half drive away from Fort Wayne. So lake properties are a little bit more money than the typical house for sale in Fort Wayne for obvious reasons. But you can snatch a pretty good property, especially this time of the year. We're in the fall because people sometimes are finishing up their last lake season and then they're selling it. So now's the time to look at lake properties, and let's look at 2. This one right here is on Sylvan Lake. Sylvan Lake is about an hour away from Fort Wayne. It's on the north. It's north of Fort Wayne. And this one is a pretty good price. It's got some really nice views. Sylvan Lake is a sport lake, which means you can ski on it at all hours of the day, I believe. It also has some really good fishing, and I would be interested in this house personally if I was, well, I am interested in it. If I was in the market to buy a house, but I'm not. But it would be something that I would look into as a resident, somebody who lives in Fort Wayne, somebody who lived there their whole life. I would consider this one a good deal, if that makes sense. Next is this one, which is a little bit farther north. This is actually closer to, well, it's right on the Indiana-Michigan line. And this one definitely looks like a fixer-upper, but it's the lake that it's on, the property that it's on, which gives it a lot of its value. So it's on Lake George, which is my favorite lake in the area. The water's really clean. There's just some beautiful properties, and this one has a level slope, so it's not like a big hill, which adds a lot of value to it. So at $329,900, I think that's a great deal. Sometimes people are buying these and they're tearing the house down, and then they're building their dream lake home on it, and that's certainly, you know, what this buyer might be doing. But even if not, it's a great place to enjoy in the summertime. And I can't say enough about Indiana Lakes. They're awesome. It's what we do in the summer. And if you move to Fort Wayne and you've got a little bit of extra money to invest in either like a rental or another home, then I would seriously consider looking into our lakes. Hey guys, I hope this video was helpful, maybe insightful, for what it looks like to buy a house for $350,000 in the Fort Wayne market. You can get a lot here. There's a lot of options for you. And if you are thinking about moving to Fort Wayne, please get a hold of me. You can call, text, or email me anytime. And whether you buy a $350,000 house in Fort Wayne or in another part of the country, just know that it's probably going to be a pretty safe investment for you. In the next 5 years, through appreciation alone, your purchase could increase your net wealth by about $93,000, which is pretty fantastic when you think about it, that the house is purchased because you need to live somewhere, but it also appreciates. And there's not a lot of asset classes where you actually have that ability to use something while it's appreciating. So that's why I love houses.